Rectilinear motion basically tells us the motion along a straight line. So what is the motion? Motion exists everywhere in the universe. Just like when I am talking to you, I am sharing my point of view with you. At that time the muscles of my mouth and the tongue is in motion. The diaphragm in the voice box is also in motion, and the air that moves into the lungs and coming out, and the heart pumps at a regular rate. The blood flows through the arteries and veins. All of these are motions. Just think about if you just looking out the window and just wait and watch if the leaf is falling from a tree. The water is flowing through the river, and if we just think I am outside, I am you, and outside the earth performs the motion, the rotation along its axis in 24 hours a day, and that basically shows the diurnal variation on the surface of the earth. The earth basically performs the motion around the sun once in a year. That shows us the seasonal variation. Not only that, the sun is also moving around the cluster of stars or a group of stars in a Milky Way galaxy. So all of these things are in motion. But if I want to define this word in physics, motion, then I have to say if an object changes its position with respect to the immediate surroundings and time, then we can say the object is in motion. So here I describe the motion definition of motion in terms of some physical terms. Okay, we try to analyze this thing. So the terms are change in position, change in position of the object with respect to immediate surroundings, with respect to immediate surroundings and time. The time can be measured by several measuring instruments are there, just like from the sundial to our measuring clock and watches. All of these things basically measures time, and time is moving from the present to future and starting from the past. But what about the immediate surroundings? How we fix it? When we just looking around our surroundings, then we see some fixed objects, some tree or some house or something that are fixed. We can consider that things as a reference point. We can consider that thing as a reference point. We can consider this thing as a O, and the name is the physical terminology of that particular object or that tree or something, that is reference point. With respect to this reference point, we are analyzing the motion of the objects or around us. Now here we are concerning about the rectilinear motion, the motion of an object along a straight line. Just like if we are tracking the running of an athlete in a straight track, or if we are tracking the motion of an cab on a straight highway. If it like this, then we need, with respect to the reference point, we have to draw one axis, and that axis is, we consider here the x-axis. So with respect to the reference point, we draw a set of axes, and this is basically represents reference frame. So we are representing the motion, we are analyzing the motion of a body in a particular direction in a reference frame. And in this reference frame, the reference point which is in physics, in mathematics, it is told as the origin. So whatever be the distance is taken on the left hand side of the origin is taken as the negative, and on the right hand side of the origin is taken as the positive. Let us consider a scenario. A sports event is occurring in your sports day in your school or college. So just consider it is a 100-meter race event. This is a 100-meter race track, and this 100-meter race track is completely straight, no bend is there. And if I consider it is the athlete who are preparing himself for running in the track, when the whistle blows, he starts running and reaching this finishing flag. So two photographers are there. One photographer is at this position, we can say it is the P1. Another photographer is here, who is at the position P2. Two photographers are here, one is at the position P1 and this is at the position P2. So before the starting of the race, if I want to see this event from the point of view of the two photographers, then we have to consider this is the reference point or origin. I consider an x-axis here. If I want to analyze this occurrence with respect to that of the photographer 2, then we consider a origin or the reference point here, that is O2, and again it is the x-axis, somewhere like this. So now just think, with respect to the photographer 1, this photographer 2 is at this position, and this position is at a distance x equal to plus 100 meter. With respect to the photographer 2, the photographer 1 is at the position at a distance x equal to minus 100 meter. This is the position of the photographer 2. This is the position of the photographer 1. And with respect to that of the photographer 1, this participant is at this position, we can say the athlete. The athlete is at this position, so this is the position of the athlete who is at x equal to 0, and obviously the athlete is here, and all of these things at t equal to 0 second. By representing the motion at different times along the x-axis. So somehow I consider this is the distance 60 meter, and in reaching this distance from here to here after the whistle blows, the athlete takes 6 seconds. So after 6 seconds, with respect to the photographer 1, who is seeing that the athlete is moving away from him, he is at a distance 60 meter, at a distance x equal to 60 meter at t equal to 6 seconds. At the same time, he will see the photographer 2 at a distance plus 100 meter. But what about this? Here, what about this? With respect to the photographer 2, this point at t equal to 6 seconds, if he taking a snapshot there, then he is at a distance 40 meter. He is not at a distance 60 meter, he is at a distance 40 meter. So this will be at a distance minus 40 meter at t equal to 6 seconds. This is the position of the athlete at t equal to 6 seconds. And the position of the photographer 1 with respect to the photographer 2 is minus 100 meter, because the photographer 2 is not changing his position. Let us consider at t equal to 10 seconds he reaches this position. That is, at t equal to 10 seconds he covers this total 100 meter. Athlete is now here. Athlete from here to here, after reaching the 6 seconds he will be here now. So in this position, when the athlete reaches this position at t equal to 10 seconds, at that time the position of the athlete is x equal to 0 meter. Okay, and the position of the photographer 1 with respect to this O2 is at a distance minus 100 meter. So if I write down all of these things in a tabular form for the photographer 1, at t equal to 0 second, if I draw this in a tabular form like that, at t equal to 0 second, at t equal to 6 second, at t equal to 10 second. This is in second, this is measured in second, and x is measured in meter. For the photographer 1, the athlete at t equal to 0 second he is at 0 meter. At t equal to 6 second he is at 60 meter. At t equal to 10 second he is at 100 meter. Okay. For the photographer 2, if I measure the time in second and the x in meter, if I try to make it in tabular form, 0 second, 6 second, 10 second. At 0 second the athlete is at a distance minus 100 meter. Minus 100 meter. At 6 second he is at a distance minus 40 meter. At t equal to 10 second, at t time 10 second, he is at a distance 0 meter. So these are the positions of the athlete. Okay, capital A I have written. This is the positions of the athlete with respect to photographer 1. Okay, but if I want to find out the positions of the photographer 2, if I say it is, I just denote it by XA, this is XA, and this is at XP2. This is XP2. He will be at a distance with respect to the photographer 1, photographer 2 at a distance 100 meter. At a distance 100 meter, t equal to 6 seconds. At distance 100 meter. That we have seen. Similarly, in that case, with respect to photographer 2, the photographer 1 is at a distance minus 100 meter. At t equal to 6 seconds, his position is not changed, it is minus 100 meter. At t equal to 10 seconds, his position is not changed at minus 100 meter. So if I draw the position versus time graph, how it will represent? This is for the photographer 1 when he is seeing the photographer 2. Okay, so this is the position and this is the time, position versus time graph. The photographer at t equal to 0, what I have seen, what that is in the table you have seen, that is at 100 meter. T equal to 0, and the origin we will refer as with respect to the O1, that is the reference point of the photographer 1. At t equal to 6 seconds, he is at 100 meter. At t equal to 10 seconds, he is at 100 meter. So it is a straight line parallel to that of the time axis. And we can say that the motion, state of motion of this photographer 1 with respect to that of the photographer 2 is at rest. Now if I want to describe the motion of the athlete, this is the X, the position of the athlete. This is a time axis, X axis time axis, at this is the O1, the reference point 1, that is the position of the photographer 1. Athlete at t equal to 0 is at 0. When t equal to 6, he is at 60 meter. T equal to 6 second, he is at 60 meter. And when t equal to 10 second, he is at 100 meter. Is at 10 second, he is at 100 meter. So this is the 2 points. If I just connect these two, we will get a straight line with increasing slope. The slope is increasing here. That is, with the increasing time, the position of the athlete is increasing with respect to that of the photographer 1. But if I try to draw from the point of view of the photographer 2, then just see, it is the time axis. This shows the x, increasing of x, and when t equal to 0 with respect to the photographer 2, I am seeing the photographer 1. So when t equal to 0, he is at a distance minus 100 meter. When t equal to 6 second, he is again at a distance, t equal to 6 second, he is again at a distance minus 100 meter. When t equal to 10 second, the photographer 1 is at a distance minus 100 meter with respect to the photographer 2. So it will be somehow, it is drawing a straight line. So it basically it is shows that the slope here is basically 0. So the position of the photographer 1 with respect to photographer 2 is raised here. Now if I want to draw the athletes with respect to the point of view of the photographer 2, this is the x and this is the time. At t equal to 0, the photographer is at minus 100 meter. After that, when t equal to 6, he is at a distance minus 40 meter. Okay, t equal to 6. When t equal to 10 second, he is at a distance 0 meter. So here, that is t equal to 10 second. So this is a straight line and the slope is negative here. Okay, this is a straight line but the slope is negative here. So just try to observe these two slopes, these two things. So from the point of view of the two photographers, the same occurrence, that is the running of the athlete along this 100-meter track, is completely changed. So if we change the reference point, this thing is changed. So depending on the reference point, the motion of the object is changed here. Here it is the positive slope, here it is the negative slope, but it is on the negative side of the axis. So reference point basically plays a very fundamental role, or I want to say specifically reference frame basically plays a very fundamental role in describing the motion of an object. That is, which I am choosing the fixed point in our immediate surroundings. Depending on that, it is changing. So now I want to tell you one thing, that the vector quantities, that type of physical quantities which have the magnitude and the direction, and the scalar quantities, that type of quantities which is not direction dependent, but the vector quantities has a direction dependency. Here I can redefine the definition of the vector as if the occurrence remain invariant with respect to the direction in any reference frame, then it is a scalar. But if it is changed from the point of view, depending on the point of view, depending on the direction, then it is a vector quantity. Listen it carefully. From the point of view of the photographer 1 and the photographer 2, if I change the reference point, if I change the reference frame, then the motion of the athlete looks different. Just like for the photographer 1, when the running process is continuous, he is moving away from him, but the photographer 2 is approaching him. So this point I want to hammer here, that the direction dependence, if it is changed depending on the reference frame, that is the outcome of a particular occurrence is changed depending on the point of reference, then the quantity, the physical quantity that you are going to measure, here I am changing the translocation of the positions, basically I am measuring the distance or displacement that I told you the next lecture, but the physical quantity that I am going to measure the positions of this, tracking the positions of this athlete, is changed depending on the point of view of the observer, from the different point of view of the different observer. So I think we have to now, it is a time to redefine the definition of vector. The physical quantity which is remain invariant in a reference frame, in all reference frames, that are scalar quantities, the physical quantities which values are different in different reference frame, then it is a vector quantity. The next lecture we are coming with the distance, displacement, velocity, that are dynamical quantities that representing the motion of a particle. Step by step, each and every point we will do the detailed analysis about this. Just wait for it. Thank you.